Blueberry Cobbler. I cannot wait to show you how to make this. This is originally from my cookbook, No Crumbs Left, and it is so delicious. Let's go. You're gonna make it again and again, and I'm in the kitchen with California blueberries. Look at this. Delicious. On yogurt, frozen with chocolate, everything you can do with them is great. So we're gonna begin by, in the crust is gonna be some lovely pecans that we're just gonna gently roast up a little bit. So first thing I'm gonna do is put them on dry and just roast these slowly so they're just a little bit nutty and brown. So I'm greasing the pan, and you can double this recipe. I mean, it's so lovely. Once you learn how to make a crumble, you can make so many different versions. By the way, blueberry with peach is lovely. Here's something else that's fun that I like to do. I like to take all the dried parts and put them in a jar and remind myself what to add. Like, I'll have the pecans with this, but I'll remind myself that I need to add the melted butter. Or for these parts, I'll have like the sugar with the cornstarch together, like let's say with the salt, whatever it is, so that they're in jars, and then I just remind myself, add lemon juice, add blueberries. So if you need to come up with a dessert in a hurry, it's the best. So oat flour, by the way, you can get oat flour by taking oats and grinding them in the Cuisinart. And because I'm a gluten-free gal, I'm always getting the gluten-free things. Then we've got the brown sugar, which just, by the way, just makes this crust so delicious. We're gonna add, and I'll show you in just a minute, we're gonna chop and add the pecans and the butter. So now what we're gonna do is just roughly chop these, and you wanna just, your nose can take you a lot of places, and your nose will tell you like, oh, something in the oven's burning. Like today I'm sitting here and it was like, all of a sudden my nose was like, uh-oh, something's not right. That's the same thing when something's right. You can just sort of smell, it's nutty, it's wonderful, it's gonna add some beautiful texture, and we wanna taste these wonderful pecans in the crust. Let's add these in, purposely have them in some nice pieces. Someone in the kitchen said yesterday, we wanna taste that, because we made it the other day, and then we wanted to make it again for you guys on Substack. And always, I love in baking having salt. And what salt you use matters. This Celtic sea salt has these amazing minerals. Of course, I love the magnesium. So good for us. And it tastes like real salt. And those other salts where you're like, they're washed and they're bleached. Yeah, not so great for you. Anyway, let's add the butter, and this becomes a topping. So adding our blueberries. Then depending on your blueberries, we're adding some sugar. And I am gonna toss this together. And if you've got, if you've got super, super sweet blueberries and you wanna add less, you can, it really depends. So let's add that. I'm gonna add some lemon rind, which is just gonna be lovely. I do like an entire 2 tablespoons. Be careful not to get the white part, just the yellow. Okay. And then we're also gonna add some lemon juice. Now, just so you know, if you have frozen blueberries, you need less lemon juice because they come with so much liquid. I like an old-fashioned juicer. Well, I love juicing. That's a different topic. You have to message me. By the way, come find us on Instagram. We've been having a lot of you guys coming over to Instagram and finding us from YouTube. And, well, we love it. It's No Crumbs Left, and you wanna follow us there. So I'm gonna add cornstarch because it just kind of thickens it. And then I'm gonna add some lemon to kind of just activate this, and let's get it then right in the container. And you're practically seeing this recipe in real time. You know, on Instagram, things can look faster than they are. This one's pretty darn fast. So let's put that all in. And then I've got my beautiful crust, which frankly, don't even begin eating it, because if you begin eating it, you're going to want to eat the whole thing. You don't have to cover the entire top. I like to see some of the blueberries peeking through. And by the way, this is the most delicious breakfast. So what I like to do is kind of have everything ready. And then, you know, if I'm having a dinner party, I might come in, just add the butter to the wonderful crust, get it in the oven while we're sitting down and eating. And by the time the meal's done, you have this, and people just absolutely love it. Here it goes. Looks so lovely. Roy likes his more brown than I do. I like it, you know, kind of soft, like oatmeal cookie-ish. And then what you do is you just serve yourself. Oops. And then if you're like me, you end up spilling some, which makes it really fun. Should I get, Lily, should I do a second portion here?
Let's do a second portion. You never know who else is gonna want some.
You never know, and everyone here is included in the people who want some. Okay, I mean, this is lovely on it, but of course you could do like whipping cream, which would also be lovely. I think there's nothing better on this kind of thing than vanilla, and then it's just a dig-in moment. I love this kind of like cookie crust. It's gluten-free. So good.